That's little Raider. Raider gets a knock dog talk. Yeah, leave it. Pizza crust. These are good boys. All right, so not dog talk. Well, no, it is dog talk. I mean, it applies to dogs. The overvaluation of education in fine arts. Okay. A friend of mine put a post that said, in what profession do they celebrate the least educated, right? And there's a quote by none other than Zach George, who, when I Googled to make sure I was correct about this, I don't believe he has a formal education. And I don't believe he has any certifications. I believe he's just a YouTube dude on YouTube. Hey! This way. Raider! Get over here, little boy. Raider! Leave that guy alone. Come on, fool. There you go. So anyways, I don't believe he has an education. Maybe it's just not on his Wikipedia, which would be weird because he's awfully proud of his science, right? Which isn't science. So anyways, everybody in America is so brainwashed into thinking that education is the most important thing. Education is a bunch of crap that you have to then take out and apply in the real world. Okay, so education and fine arts. Let's talk about celebrating the least educated, as he put it, right? And I don't know what another point that I don't know what he's talking about. He's one of the most celebrated people, at least social media wise, anyways. So what the hell is he talking about? Himself? Hey, a little self-reflection there would be nice. But anyways, in fine arts, right? So being a chef, you don't need an education to be a chef. The education is your experience. It's how you're taught. Now, you can go to culinary school and learn some foundational little stuff, but that doesn't do anything if you don't have talent. Let's talk about art, right? You can go to art school. How many people have gone to art school, gotten an art degree, and they don't have any talents, so they can put triangles and circles on a square, but it's not art, right? Let's see, that's two. There's sports, right? You don't need to, well, there's a lot of X's and O's to it, but you still have to have talent, right? Education without talent and education without practical application is useless, right? Let's see, where was I going? I kind of got stuck. That's what I do. My brain gets stuck in a gear. I go off on a tangent. Okay, so that's just a couple of professions, right? But anything that's active and that's dealing with many variables, right? So in dog training, we have variables. Every single dog is going to be different. Every single dog isn't going to react to a piece of hot dog the same. Every single dog isn't going to act to that traffic over there the same. Right, 70-80% of dogs, I say every number in dog training is made up. So, but I say 70-80% of dogs are going to be cupcake dogs, like say Willie or Waylon are, right? Super easy. Waylon wasn't at first, but he became that way really quickly, not through positive reinforcement, right? But you guys see, he's a good dog. Then you have the variable of the people, right? So you could say you have 10 cupcake dogs. Let's take out all the hard dogs. Let's take out all the dogs that are dominant, that people are trying to say there's no such thing as dominance in dogs. Let's take out all the ones that have had a bad experience, that have created some behavior issues, right? Or even behavior issues that are caused by people not doing any kind of work with them, right? So then the dog's now doing whatever it wants. Like, for instance, Ginger. Ginger's a great dog. She does fuck really bad behaviors because she has been left to her own devices, and she makes bad decisions and tears stuff up when she's left alone, right? So she shouldn't be left alone. But that's a whole nother thing. But she's a super good dog, right? Very good dog, very loving, fun, good with dogs, good with people. She's just over the top, and that comes from no structure. Okay, so where was I going with that? You don't want to watch him pooping, right? Right. So, we're gonna take all that out. Let's just say 78% of dogs are just cupcakes, no behavior issues, right? Very nice dogs, no behavior issues, no matter what the cause of the behavior issues are. 78% of those, 100% of those 70-80% of dogs are going to respond well to positive reinforcement only and love only, not needing any structure. Okay? Now, out of those dogs, do you think 100% of the owners are going to do the positive only methods? Right? You think 100% of those owners are going to walk around and give a piece of food every 2 steps, right? A lot of the stuff I do, and so there's a variable, right? Now, will they give treats every here and there? Will they not do corrections? Will they do redirection on walking for 5 years in order to get a good walk? Sure, but they're not going to carry food with them. So what are you going to do then? Right? Then let's talk about dogs that are going to be given up, right? People who are, oh my God, I've been to 3-4 trainers and I want to keep this dog, but man, it's just so much, right? They are not going to spend hundreds of dollars an hour for a minimum of 6 sessions to not have a 100% guarantee my dog is not going to do this anymore, which you can't do. You can't say in 6 sessions something's going to be done by using positive reinforcement only. Your tricks, yeah, sit down, stay calm, sure. But even in 6 sessions, that's the start, right? 6 sessions is the start, even of your basic obedience. It's not done. When people are fixing to give their dogs up, right? They're at their wits' end. They're at their emotional end. They're not going to spend that kind of money. Home buddy. Right? And of course, that's problems that they've created, whether because they don't know or whatever. Usually that's what it is. They don't know what to do. To prevent that stuff, people think that we just get a dog and everything's going to be super easy. And not every dog is like Willie. Everything with Willie was super easy. No, we didn't do any work either. I wish I would have known about work when he was a youngster. Hey, buddy, come here. He's like, why would I come to you when you're coming? Here. All right, we gotta go so I can get ready for Olivia. Oh crap, I get another knot. Anyways, education is overvalued, right? When I was a chef, I had people come in all the time. I graduated from this culinary school. I'm like, so what's your experience? Oh, I've only worked at this one place and I was in the pantry. And you want me to give you a saute position, which is the top-notch position? Take your education and get the fuck out of here. You can work in the pantry and you can move up. As good as you are, that's how fast you will move up, right? So that's chefing specifically, right? People would come out of schools, and I think that's what's going on in this world too. People go to schools, and most of the schools these days are positive only. So they come out, and the schools are not unbiased, right? Schools are not giving unbiased information. Schools, studies, right? A lot of the schools, these so-called studies, right? The studies that they keep spouting out right there, what they do in these studies is they take a dog and they put an e-collar or prong collar and they just start using it. Boom. They've not done anything to teach the dog how to avoid it. They've not done anything to teach the dog what's expected first. They're doing it to purposefully elicit a negative response so they can say, look how bad this tool is. When if you open your eyes and you watch videos, right, in the least, ideally you go see somebody who's doing it. Now here's another big problem I have with Zach George, is he talks all this shit about balance trainers and what balance trainers say, but he has never worked with one. Never. He's never talked to one. He's been invited on multiple podcasts because he keeps calling people out. He keeps saying shit about, and he doesn't really call people out, but except for a couple, and that's okay. Right, like Dog Daddy, and he cries about Caesar too, but anyways, he talks about balance training and what balance trainers do, which balance training, most balance trainers are reward-based and do 95% of the same work that the positive-only people do. They just don't want you to know that, okay? So anyways, back to the education. Education is not education if it's giving you biased, emotionally based information, okay? They want you to think e-collars are the same e-collars back in the 70s that only had one setting and absolutely fried dogs. They're not the same. What's her name? Susan Garrett was even on Ivan Balabanov's podcast and talked to him. Also, she's condescending and self-righteous, just like everybody else, except for the only one that's not self-righteous and condescending from that camp, that's the talking heads, is Ian Dunbar. He has always said, don't judge people because of the tools they use, right? And I think one time he even said that they're not inherently bad, but he might not have. I can't remember. Maybe that's something I made up. But anyways, if you come out of your education thinking that the tools are bad and the tools abuse dogs, then you were not educated, you were indoctrinated. Okay? You should be getting unbiased information to where you then make the decision, yeah, I just don't like it, I don't want to use it. I don't use them, like rarely. I've had prong collar successes and I've had e-collar successes. In 8 years, I've used, I put e-collars on 2 dogs. I've sent 2 dogs to an e-collar trainer that is really good with it. And then I put a prong collar on 5 dogs. Right. It's my move is to not make people have to buy anything more than they already have. So whatever they already have, whatever they want to use, I want to make them successful with it. And that's what we should be doing. Whatever they want to use, we should be able to make them successful with it. And you can't do that, and you can't help dogs and keep dogs in homes if you think any one tool is bad. That's my 2 cents. All right, we're out of here. Raider, how come we never worked on your recall? I never really had to. He was always so scared of everything. Always stayed close. I rewarded it all the time. They have hot dogs today, though. See, why you ain't got no hot dogs in your pocket, sucker? I ain't coming to you. All right, anyways, we're out of here.